Vlogmas Day 13. We're officially over the halfway hump. Oh, I'm so excited. So what's happening today? I'm actually I've got a lot of energy today. I had a lot of sleep last night, so I feel really good today. I think I was in bed by about 8:45, and I think I pretty much was asleep way before 9 o'clock. As soon as my head hit that pillow, I was asleep, and I don't think I woke up once until 6 the next morning. So I feel good today. I feel like I've got a lot of energy. Hopefully the kids have kept the house clean for me. I think the dad has sent them all photos of all the stuff around the house that needs cleaning. Instead of writing a list, he's actually taken photos of everything and said, right, this needs to be clean, this needs to be clean, which I thought is quite a good idea. So what I thought I would do today on my little bit of a drive home is maybe just do like 5 random facts about me that you might not know. Because I've been thinking all this time, like, it's basically every vlog is just me driving home from work talking shit. So I thought this is going to get really boring. So I thought, well, maybe I can just, you know, give you some 5 random facts about me today. Or, I mean, if you guys have got any questions you want to know, you can always leave them in the comments and I can answer some of them on the next day's vlog. I thought maybe I'd do a story time, like of when me and my husband met. Yeah, so if you've got any ideas that you want me to chat about or you want me to talk about on my drive home from work, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll answer them the next day. I have read all your comments about my spider story yesterday. Haven't gotten around to answering them yet, and I'll be doing that tonight because I've got lots of energy and I probably won't need to sleep till midnight. One person was saying about I think they had a cricket or something, or a cockroach or something like that, and it just reminded me of another incident that happened to me at work one time. This was a few years ago, so it wasn't here at this work. It was while we were still living in Sydney. I was working at this company, and it was only a very small company. Like, we literally had maybe 5 office workers, so it was just mainly me and 2 other guys downstairs, and then the 2 bosses were upstairs, and then we had like workers in the factory and that went out on the field and that. But yeah, it was mainly just me and 2 other guys that were downstairs. And in this workplace where we were, we used to get these really big black crickets, and they almost looked like a cockroach. I'll insert a picture of what they look like on the screen. But they were literally like about, you know, 1 inch or more long, and just big black ugly things. And when we used to get a lot of rain, the next day our offices were just inundated with crickets. They'd just be all over, like inside, everywhere, all around in the carpet, and it was just disgusting. And they stunk like it was a horrible smell. So I sat at my desk, and there was like all of these crickets around and that, so I always like kept my feet up because I didn't want them crawling on my like shoes or anything. And I was sat at my desk, I felt like a little tickle on the back of my leg. So oh my god, this is a bad story. So I just sort of like, you know, scratched the back of my leg and then didn't think much of it. And then later on, I went into the kitchen, like we had like a little kitchenette type thing, to make myself a cup of tea. And all of a sudden, I felt like something scratching on my backside, like on my butt cheek, like not up the crack, thank God, but just on my backside. I felt like something scratching. I'm like, what the frig is that? And I felt at the back, and I felt something like chunky and crunchy inside my pants. Without even thinking, I just ripped my pants down in the kitchen, and it just like this bloody huge cricket flicked out of my pants, and I'm standing there in the kitchen with my pants down to my knees, screaming at the top of my lungs. And I didn't even think that, hey, you're at work, you've got your pants down around your knees. So I quickly pulled my pants back up up again, and within seconds of me just pulling my pants up, two of the guys come running in going, what happened, what happened? I said, oh, I just had a cricket fall on me. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Yeah, but I tell you what, I was a hell of a lot calmer with this spider in my shoe than I was with that cricket. I don't even know why. And it's someone, I mean, I'm kicking myself that I didn't have my camera out at the time as well, because it would have made really good footage. But I think I was that concerned that it was a spider. I mean, I was hoping and praying to God it was just a beetle. I knew there was something living in there, like it was moving. And I'm just praying and hoping it was just a beetle. I didn't even think to get my camera out. Like, I just thought, I just need this thing out of my shoe as quick as possible. So I didn't even, yeah, the camera was the last thing on my mind. But once it actually, like, I shook my shoe and this massive spider come out, like the shoe went flying. If I did have my camera, that probably would have gone flying as well. So lucky I didn't. But yeah, that would have made a really good vlog, I think. I really missed a good opportunity there. But oh geez, yeah, I've had some really, like, I've had some real encounters with creatures. I don't know if any of you, if you've watched all my videos, there was I think it was it a tag video I did where I was telling you about the story of the lizard on my pillow. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link to that story below. Like, it just, everything happens to me. Like, I wonder I'm not traumatized by all this stuff. But yeah, I was definitely a lot calmer about the spider, even though, like, oh my God, it still gives me chills thinking about it. And someone actually said it looked like a wolf spider, so I looked that up, and it actually looked exactly like a wolf spider, and they do bite, and their bite does hurt. So I'm really, really lucky I didn't get bitten, because I was like actually moving my toes in my shoe trying to see if I could feel what it was, because at first I just thought, oh, maybe it is just a rock. And if it wasn't a rock, I was thinking, oh, it's probably just a beetle. But yeah, I'm so lucky I didn't get bitten, eh? But I tell you what, to this morning, you should have seen me shaking my shoes. I was bashing them against the wall. I opened them all up. I was shaking them. I was like looking in them. Jesus, I don't think I'll ever put my shoes on without checking ever again. Oh, me and creatures just don't mix. Like, any sort of creatures, whether it's frogs, spiders, cockroaches, snakes, I mean, I don't like them. And yet I live in the country. Oh God. But anyway, so that was my little story. Oh geez. So, okay, so on with the 5 facts about me. Let me see, where can I start? Or I'll maybe start at the beginning. So, I don't know, some of you might already know, I wasn't actually born in Australia. I was born in England. We moved to Australia when I was 4. So I was actually born in Oldham, England, near Manchester, around that area. I haven't been back since we've come here, and I would absolutely love to go back. And I've actually searched on Google Maps for where, like, our house where we live, and you know, it still looks exactly the same as I remembered it when we were living there. It's amazing. We actually lived on Parkdale, which is just off Broadway in Chatterton, Oldham, and we lived right behind. It used to be called the Chatterton Arms, but I think it's been converted into like a prep school. I think it's called Furwood Prep School or something like that. And yeah, we lived in the little set of houses right at the back of that school, well, where the school is now. And yeah, when I go on Google Maps and go down that street, it's just exactly how it looked when I grew up there. And I was born in that house and lived there until I was 4. And yeah, then we moved to Australia and haven't been back since. When we first moved to Australia, we lived in Waterloo. Now, I mean, that's a really posh area these days, but back when we lived there, it was like living in the Bronx. Like, it was a really rough area. It was in a city. There was like like we were living in like a block of flats or like units, apartments, and it was just like prostitutes and drug addicts, and it was horrible. It wasn't a nice area. And not long, I think we stayed there maybe a year, and then we moved out to the southwest suburbs, which was in the Fairfield, Liverpool area. And yeah, pretty much grew up there then. I actually grew up in a suburb called Bosley Park, which is in the Fairfield area. So, okay, well that was a really long one fact, wasn't it? So yeah, I was originally born in England, came here when I was 4. What else? I'm an only child, so I don't have any brothers or sisters. My parents had trouble falling pregnant. They were trying for about 12 or 13 years before my mum ended up falling pregnant with me. And a funny little tidbit, she was actually going to be the first person to do the IVF program. Yeah, pretty much when she was just about to go on the program, she ended up falling pregnant with me. So how does life work sometimes? So yeah, that was like a missed opportunity of a claim to fame, I guess. I could have been the first IVF test tube baby. Oh, here's a fact you probably would never even dream of about me. I actually have a black belt in martial arts, believe it or not. I know, looking at me, if you wouldn't imagine it, but I've not always been this fat. I was quite fit and quite skinny when I was younger. So yeah, I started doing karate when I was 13, and that's where I actually met my husband. He was the karate instructor at the time. So we weren't going out when I was 13, mind you, but yeah, so I started doing karate when I was 13, and I got my black belt when I was 17. So my husband and I started going out when I was about 15, and then he had his own martial arts school. So once we started going out, then I helped him run the school as well. So I was teaching like the little kids, like kids from about 5 up to 12, and then he was teaching the adult class. So yeah, and then we had our own, we were teaching martial arts till I fell pregnant with Jessie, pretty much. I was about 28 when I fell pregnant with Jessie. So yeah, from about the age of 15 through to 28, we had our own martial arts school, and we're teaching Streetwise Kempo was the name of our martial arts school. And yeah, once I fell pregnant with Jessie, it all got too hard because Michael was working away quite a lot with his job as well, so I was having to run both classes by myself. And with Jessie, I had terrible morning sickness for quite a few months, so it just got all a bit too hard. So we gave it away after that. I think we kept doing a few weekend classes, but yeah, once Jessie was born, all our priorities just changed, and it was just not fitting into our lifestyle anymore. So we pretty much gave it away, and that's when I got fat. Pretty much, because we were training pretty much every day except for Saturday, I think, was the only day we didn't actually train. And I mean, that was either we were doing martial arts training or like fitness training, like running, or even like strength training, like doing weights in the gym. So yeah, I was very, very fit. I look back on those days when I used to think I was fat and think, my God, I wish I was that fat right now. So yeah, that's another little fact. What else can I tell you? How many is that so far? 3? All right, another one. Oh, another thing you probably would never guess about me is I went through a goth stage. So I used to dress all goth, I've still got my black hair, but I used to do the whole black makeup, black eyes, black lips, black nail polish, black clothes. I used to wear the big platform boots with all the chains and skulls hanging off them. My boss at the same workplace where in Sydney, the one I was talking about where I whipped my pants down, my boss, he was so conservative. He was like one of those real religious, everything prim and proper type of guys. And oh my God, he was horrified. Oh, because we used to have, what do you call it? like casual Fridays, and every casual Friday I used to put my whole goth stuff on, and he was horrified. And I actually used to have all piercings everywhere as well. So I don't know, sometimes it's it's noticeable in some of my videos, but I've got like a little hole here and a little one here. So I used to have a piercing here, which was like a stud with a ring coming down. I used to have my tongue pierced. I used to have my eyebrows pierced. I used to have my nipples pierced. I used to have my belly button pierced. I think I had pretty much everything pierced that you could possibly have. And on the casual Fridays, I put all my piercings in and put all my goth stuff on, and he'd just shudder. He used to hate it. And I even did. I had an earring, a little earring chain that connected to my chin ring, and I just had like a chain coming off my face. Oh my God, he used to hate it, absolutely hate it. And that's the only reason I did it, because I knew it pissed him off, because I didn't like him. He was very OCD as well. Like, I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, I like things neat. He was actually OCD. Like, my first day on the job, now I went there for an accounts and admin job. My first day on the job, he had me get 3 lever arch folders off his bookshelves. I had to start with 3. There was more, but I started with 3. I had to get 3 lever arch folders off his shelf, and I'm thinking, oh, this is good. I'm going to have to start, you know, doing some like paperwork and stuff like that. And what he had me do for about 5 hours was to unstaple every piece of paper in those folders and re-staple them so that the staple was horizontal to the top of the page. Because, you know, I mean, most people, when you staple the corner of a page, you staple it on an angle, because when you're turning it, it makes it easier to turn. I mean, that's my logic. He didn't like that. He needed to have the staple horizontal to the top of the page. So I spent, I think it was from about 9 o'clock till about 1 o'clock, removing all these staples from these papers and restapling them horizontal to the page. Can you believe it? And I was sat there thinking, what the hell have I gotten myself into? It was just a joke. And everything about that job was all like that. Like, it didn't, the actual content of the work didn't matter, as long as the staple was straight, as long as your highlighting was done with a ruler and it finished at the end of the sentence and didn't go further than the last word. Like, he was impossible to work with. Now, I mean, you've seen my house, guys. Like, you know, I like things neat and I like things organized and all that. And I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, but my God, like, that was just way over the top. Like, way over the top. I mean, to be honest, I've adopted some of the stuff that he had me doing, but yeah, just, oh wow. So yeah, that was, what was I even talking about? Far out, I go on a rant when I've got energy. I can't even remember what that fact was about. What was that fact I was telling you about? Oh, the goth. Okay, yeah, so I used to be goth. I was goth. I started sort of wearing goth type stuff in my last year of high school, and then would pretty much wear it. Like, I wasn't into the goth lifestyle as such. Like, I didn't really have any idea what they do as a lifestyle, but I just loved wearing the clothes and dressing up in the makeup and all that. Like, I didn't listen to goth music or do goth things, like, or go to goth clubs or whatever that goths actually do, but I just liked the look. I just really liked, you know, that sort of shock factor. So yeah, so I was goth for a few years. I don't know if it's an interesting fact, but I've got my motorbike license. Like, I know how to drive. I know how to ride a motorbike. I ended up getting that after a disastrous trip. Well, it wasn't a disastrous trip. Like, my husband had a Harley back in the day. Were we married back then? I can't even remember. But he had a Harley, and we went from Sydney to the Gold Coast on the back of the Harley. Now the trip up, absolutely peach. I liked it, I enjoyed it. I was on the back of the Harley, it was all good, all fine. Because we did it in about 2 days. So we went 6 hours one day, stopping along the way, and then had a sleep, and then went 6 hours the next day, stopping along the way. Nice, easy run. But on the way home, he decided he wanted to come back all the way in one trip. So that's a 12-hour trip from the Gold Coast to Sydney. So 12 hours on the bike is pretty hard slog as it is. But then it was absolutely pissing down raining as soon as we hit Sydney. Like, probably before Sydney, actually, about Newcastle. So Newcastle's about still 2.5 hours from Sydney, and it was absolutely pissing down. And because he wanted to just get home and get out of the rain, he didn't want to stop unless it was absolutely necessary, like to fuel up or something. And my butt and my legs were just cramping up. Like, I was trying to stretch them out on the bike, and when I stretched my legs out, because my legs were cramped, it would cramp my butt cheeks. And then when I bent them back again, my knees were aching because they were bent for so long. And I vowed after that trip that I'm never going on the back of a motorbike again. And the next time I actually go on a bike, I'll be riding it myself. So it was pretty much, I think 2 weeks after that, I decided to get my motorbike license and ended up getting my own little bike. And yeah, it must have been way before the kids, because I only sold that bike when I got pregnant with Jessie, because I just figured, well, I'm not going to be riding a bike for quite a while now with being pregnant and having a newborn. So I ended up selling that bike. So yeah, it was definitely before the kids. And yeah, so I've got my motorbike license. I can ride motorbikes. Not that I do, and I've actually had a pretty bad motorbike accident as well. I was coming home one day, and I really don't know how it happened. I was going about 80 k's, and I just glanced down at my speedo to check what speed I was going. That's how I knew I was going 80 k's, because I think the road I was travelling on, I was only supposed to be going about 60. So as I glanced down at the speedo, the road sort of started to turn a bit, and I didn't really have enough time. I felt like if I turned the steering wheel to catch up with the corner, I would actually sort of skid and flip myself out. And at the edge of the road was gravel, so I ended up going off the road. And as soon as I hit the gravel, oh, now it's pissing down raining here. As soon as I hit the gravel, my bike just fishtailed and flipped me off. Oh, Jesus! Yes, it down. Jesus! So heavy. So my bike just fishtailed and flipped me off, and I think I ended up breaking I cracked my collarbone, and the bone that sits into your shoulder joint, well, that snapped in half. So I broke my shoulder, broke my collarbone, and yeah, had a few other little scrapes and bruises. But because I was in so much shock, I think it was all the adrenaline, I didn't even realise at the time. I was just happy that I wasn't dead. So I picked up my bike and rode it all the way home with a broken shoulder and a broken collarbone. And the minute I got home, like, I didn't feel anything. Like, I didn't feel anything. Like, I just was saying to myself, I've got to get home, I've got to get home. And as soon as I got home and turned the bike off, I just like threw up, and then all the pain started. I think it was just all the adrenaline, was running through me. Like, once I threw up, then I just had a wash of pain come over me, and then Michael rushed me to the hospital. But I was all right. I mean, apart from the broken shoulder and the broken collarbone, I was fine. But yeah, that's another little fact about me. My God, you've learnt lots about me today. Oh my God, I haven't stopped yapping. But I'm home now, and it's pissing down, so I'll continue when I get inside. Jeez, this is why I love it here. Oh my God, that just came out of nowhere, all this rain. Freaking hell. Now I'm going to be like a drowned rat. Oh, and it's thundering too. What the hell? I'm a drowned rat. Oh my God. Where does that come from? Have a look. They're flooded already. Oh, my glasses. Wow. Oh, crikeys. Hey, kitties. Oh, where did that all come from? Did it just start this second? Oh, did it? Oh, you got the rug on rolly at least. Good girl. Oh, I have to clean my glasses up. I can't see. I am soaked. Hey, little guys. What you doing? Do you want to come out? You going to stay in, Bandy? You like your cage, don't you? You want to come out or you're staying in? If you want to come out, you can come out later. You alright, little guy? Are you alright? Are you alright? I love you. What about this little guy? You want to come out? You always want to come out, don't you? You like it. Hello, big dog. Big dog. Big dog. What do I smell like? What can you smell? Oh, the cat maybe. Because my pants were on the chair. You can smell the cat. That's not a nice smell, is it? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. No, I love you. You like that? Oh, big dog. You're a lovely guy. Yeah. So lovable, aren't you? Still losing all your fur. Good boy. You alright, Bandy? You happy in there? What do you mean? You happy in there? Oh well, that was short-lived downpour. The horse is looking miserable. Poor little guy. Oh, I am soaked. Just going to see what the kiddies are up to. Hey, lady. Have a good day at school? Nope. No, why not? I thought it's been fun at school.
The fact that I had to go make it so long.
Oh, true. But yeah, at least you're not doing proper schoolwork.
Still sucks.
Your room smells nice. Is that deodorant or is it air freshener?
Nope. It just smells good because I'm in here.
Oh, great. What about the little guy? Hey, little guy. PlayStation's back. Is the ban lifted?
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have a good day at school? Whew. This actually doesn't smell too bad in your room either. Love you. Love you. I love you.
Okay.
Love you. Oh, good kitties. I do look like a drowned rat. I just thought I'd show you this pillow. Let me just set the camera up. Look at this pillowcase I got from eBay. $3. Like seriously, guys, if you're looking for like Christmas decor, like pillowcases and throw rugs and stuff like that, definitely check eBay out. Well, I mean, even eBay is sort of getting phased out now. I think AliExpress is actually taking over, but I mean, yeah, so a pillowcase like that, I mean, okay, it's not stuffed, but I prefer getting pillowcases because then I don't have to store a million pillows everywhere. I just slip a pillow case over an existing pillow that I've got. So yeah, I just picked up that one because I really love the buffalo. Well, guys, I think I've done enough yapping for one day. I bet you'll all be sick of hearing my voice. Oh God, this is what happens when I get enough sleep. All right, we'll do the advent calendar since I'm just gonna be doing some computer work. There's nothing more exciting happening tonight for me. So number 13, this one here. Maybe this is the animal headband. Oh wow. Can we see that? Is it focusing? Rewild your workspace. Desk plants improve air, creativity and well-being. So get some plants into your place, kids. Okay, so let's open this. What have we got here? Ah, pencil. So we have a, wait, let me be a beauty guru. Focus. Focus. Oh, frig. Is that better? So we have a Body Shop lip liner pencil in the colour, let me have a look, Hot Date. Woohoo! Nice red coloured lip liner. It's probably definitely one I'll use. So yeah, that's our advent calendar for today. Oh, let me fix you up again. Haven't even put my Christmas tree lights on tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. It was a bit yappy. But yeah, that's what happens when I get enough sleep. So what's tomorrow? Oh, it's Friday tomorrow, thank God. Don't know if we're doing anything tomorrow. Probably not, like every other day. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Nuisance.